Welcome to a journey along one of the most extraordinary rivers on Earth, the Nile River, a name that conjures images of ancient pyramids, bustling marketplaces, and the golden sands of Egypt. But this river is so much more than a setting for historical tales. It's the longest river in the world, a life giver to millions, and a flowing thread connecting past, present, and future. So, what makes the Nile so extraordinary? Let's dive in and explore this remarkable waterway, one bend at a time. The Nile stretches an astonishing 6,650 kilometers, or 4,130 miles, winding its way through 11 countries in northeastern Africa. Its journey begins with two main tributaries, the White Nile, originating from Lake Victoria in Uganda, and the Blue Nile, flowing from Lake Tana in Ethiopia. These two mighty streams meet in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, forming the unified Nile that continues its epic path northward to the Mediterranean Sea. As it flows, the Nile traverses lush forests, vast deserts, and fertile floodplains. From the swamps of South Sudan Sud to the iconic Nile Delta in Egypt, this river is a living tapestry of diverse ecosystems and landscapes. The Nile isn't just a river, it's a cradle of civilization. Over 5,000 years ago, ancient Egyptians settled along its banks, drawn by its fertile soil and reliable water source. The river's annual flooding, known as the inundation, was a natural miracle. It deposited nutrient-rich silt that transformed the land into an agricultural paradise. Beyond farming, the Nile was central to Egyptian culture and spirituality. The river was considered a gift from the gods, and many myths and legends revolved around its waters. Temples were built along its banks, and the Nile served as a highway for trade, connecting towns and cities in an era before roads and railways. Imagine this: majestic boats gliding down the river, laden with goods like grain, papyrus, and gold, while the towering pyramids of Giza rise in the distance. The Nile wasn't just the lifeblood of a civilization, it was its beating heart. Fast forward to today, and the Nile remains a vital resource for millions of people. It provides water for drinking, farming, and industry across multiple nations. But the river's importance also makes it a source of contention. Countries along its path, such as Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia, often debate how its waters should be shared. One modern marvel is the Aswan High Dam in Egypt, completed in 1970. This engineering feat controls the river's flow, prevents flooding, and generates hydroelectric power. However, it's not without challenges. The dam has disrupted natural ecosystems and reduced the silt deposits that once enriched farmland downstream. Despite these complexities, the Nile continues to sustain life, remaining a symbol of resilience and unity in the region. Now, let's take a moment for some fun facts about the Nile. Did you know that the river is home to some incredible wildlife? From graceful herons to the infamous Nile crocodile, this ecosystem is teeming with life. And here's a surprising tidbit: the Nile flows south to north, one of the few major rivers in the world to do so. Talk about going against the flow. Another fascinating fact is the role of the Nile in ancient timekeeping. The Egyptians developed a calendar based on the river's flooding cycle, which helped them plan their agricultural activities with remarkable precision. The Nile River is more than just water. It's a storyteller, carrying with it the history of civilizations, the dreams of millions, and the promise of life in a challenging landscape. From its source in the heart of Africa to its mouth at the Mediterranean Sea, the Nile remains one of the world's most extraordinary natural wonders. So, the next time you hear its name, let it remind you of its timeless journey. A journey that connects us all through the power of water, history, and nature. What does the future hold for the Nile? As climate change accelerates and populations grow, cooperation among Nile Basin countries will be crucial. Regional agreements and investments in water conservation technologies could help secure the river's sustainability. The Nile story is not just one of history, but also one of innovation and collaboration in the face of modern challenges. This ancient river continues to inspire hope and determination, reminding us that the solutions to global problems often lie in collective action. Whether it's through science, diplomacy, or grassroots efforts, the Nile's enduring legacy will depend on how we choose to care for it today. The Nile River is more than just water. It's a storyteller, carrying with it the history of civilizations, the dreams of millions, and the promise of life in a challenging landscape. From its source in the heart of Africa to its mouth at the Mediterranean Sea, the Nile remains one of the world's most extraordinary natural wonders. So, the next time you hear its name, let it remind you of its timeless journey, a journey that connects us all through the power of water, history, and nature. Subscribe and like. Thank you for watching.